Mori ore te whānau, no mai hoki mai. Welcome back to the Practice Run, your frontline pass to the heart of sports action. Brought to you by 99 Dreams with your hosts, Rawuri, Tukoirangi, and all of our friends. We're diving deep into the thrilling world of the NRL and Rugby League today, and who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we've got you covered.
So strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the stories that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit-up, the Practice Run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win, experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insights, couch analysis, and a touch of humour, the Practice Run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad. Because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory.
The Practice Squad, where every listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day. We'd also like to thank 99 Dreams for powering our passion. Now let's kick things off with today's episode.
Yes, Ete Iwi, we have a fun episode lined up for you today. And today we're joined by another special guest. We got the brother Benja joining us today. So we'll introduce you to him very shortly. But we've also got a fun little game. It's called Head to Head, where Tukoirangi and Benja are going to go head to head against each other and test their knowledge. Then we're going to dive into our round 13 preview. There's only 5 games this weekend because almost everyone has a bye except for 10 teams. Then we're going to break down a controversial call. There's a podcast out there called The Morning Shift, and on yesterday's episode, they decided to break down their all-time New South Wales and Queensland teams. So we'll be taking a look at that and seeing if we agree or disagree with some of their thoughts. We'll also dip into our TAB, show you guys our multis for this week, and then wrap up the show. But before we get into anything, let's welcome on the brother Benja to the show. Welcome to the show, brother.
Ka pai, kia ora whānau. Ai, ko ai au, who am I? Ko Ben Hano tōkunga, he ri tēnei no ngā iwi o Ngāti Kahungunu me Ngāti Rangi hoki. He noho ana ki Otaki ana nei. Ai, kia ora whānau. Great to be here finally. I've been getting the DMs to jump on the show for a few weeks now. So I made it here, and I made it in my favourite colours too. I know it was missing the other day, so we're under there. Here it is. But yes, my name's Ben. I'm originally from Hawke's Bay. I'm a Kahungunu born and bred boy. But I met these bros down in Dunedin in our pursuit of knowledge through the University of Otago. And then ever since, I met these boys, just continuously found bonds over different things. And one league is one of those. And so jumping on this is a bit of a privilege. I finally got here, bros. So send me one of those hats when you're ready. And, it's just a pleasure to be here. Catching up with you again as well. It's been a while. Just been able to chop it up about some of the things we love, some of the things we hate, some of the things we have a bit of a say on in the world of the NRL. I'm a leaguey myself. I play a bit of footy here in Otaki. And so, just been able to watch footy Thursday, Friday, have a jam set day, run it back Saturday night, Sunday. It's just a stellar weekend if that gets to happen. But, great to be here, and I'm looking forward to the show.
Brother, we're stoked to have you here, my G. It's an honor and a privilege for us to have you join us on the show today. It's got to change up the dynamic, I reckon. It's been such a cruisy dynamic so far. We haven't actually had a run with the 3 of us. The whole practice run was always intended to have 3 of us, but Brother Vince reckons he wants to start streaming on Twitch instead. Fun. So if you ever get the chance, what's his tag out to?
It's like Raiden. Yeah, I think it's just Raiden or Raiden 15 or something like that. Yeah, what a guy.
Well, there you go. Hey, Whānau, go jump on that stream snipe him and tell him, boy, get back on the podcast. Back up your Tigers. But no, welcome to the show, Benja. Look, there's something that we always do every week on the show, man. And all our regular listeners will know these 2 fools we start off with paper, scissors, rock every week. 2? Did you win the last one on Tuesday?
No. Remember, I threw it and knew straight away that I'd lost.
That's right. Okay. Well, brother, look, today it's you and me versus Benja. So we need to hold it down for the show. So up first, it'll be me versus 2. The winner of that will then go versus Benja. If Benja beats 2, I get a shot. If 2 beats Benja, then he just holds it down for the shot. That's if 2 beats me in the first instance. So that's how it's going to work. The winner of the first game will play Benja. If Benja beats the winner of that first game, then he has to play one more practice run host. And then if he wins that, then he's crowned king. If he doesn't, then the mana stays with the practice run. There's a lot on this, G. There's a lot on this.
All right. Okay, all right.
3, 2, 1, shoot. And up. Oh, he got me. He got me.
Hey, I felt more confident in that one. That one felt confident.
Nice.
Alrighty.
All right, now you get to call it now too.
No, you call it.
So, Benja, when you throw it, just throw it off camera. So,
Yeah.
It's a high trust model. We trust that you're going to throw and stay.
Yeah, you have to just throw.
Go, you call it too.
Throw and stay and just. I don't know. Go
just
with
pray.
It. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and then up. Oh, come on, double scissors! The double scissors!
I saw that top finger coming from the way down, and I knew
Scissors for the win. Let's go. Man, yeah.
The practice run. Yes.
Oh,
well.
Damn.
That makes this next bit a little bit easier, Fano. But hey, let's just give the practice run a shout out right now for winning that. We retain it. I mean, Ty beat me last week, so that's on me.
Yeah, that was the first time I had thrown with confidence. Those last couple of weeks, I knew beforehand I was losing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Hey, different energy tonight. There's different energy in the house tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Well, before we get into the breakdown of this week's games, I thought we'll just try and shake things up a little bit and we'll get some friendly competition. We've got the practice run being represented tonight by Tukoerangi going up against Benja. We're going to be testing their general NRL knowledge. They're going to have one chance to answer, so we'll get them to create a buzzer shortly. You say your buzzer, you get one shot to answer that question. If you can't, it goes to the other player. If he can't, you get 2 hint rounds. If you fail the first hint round, you get 1 more hint. After that, you pass. Person with the most points at the end of it gets bragging rights. Hopefully, Sue can hold it down for the practice run.
Yeah. Doubt it.
And Benja, he'll be doing it for the manuhiri.
Oh, man.
Benja will be doing it for...
How many questions have we got?
Depends how many you pass on. So I've got a bank. So, yeah, if you get to X amount and I'm happy with that without passing, we'll be sweet as. But let's aim for 10. If a lot get passed, we'll see how we go.
Oh,
wow.
All right, brothers. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's your buzzer?
Yeah.
Got a yah for 2. Hus for Benja. Got a yah for 2 and a hus for Benja. All right, here is the first question. Who was the top point scorer in the NRL for the 2020 season?
2020 season? What the?
How long ago?
Oh, no. What are we...
It's only 4 years ago, brothers.
It's a long time, mate. All yours, bruh.
Did you hear my buzzer too? Did you hear my buzzer?
Are we wanting the first hint?
Yeah.
All right. So the first hint. I was just going to tell you how many points they scored, but no. Okay. They play for a Sydney team.
Oh, fuck days. Well, that eliminates like what? Fucking 5, 6,
8.
Oh, well then it's not him. Not him. Wait, what year did he... Okay, I think I'm just going to take a guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Adam Reynolds?
Correct.
Oh.
Correct. Adam Reynolds.
I was trying to
Bonus
think
point
of
if you can give me
kickers.
how many.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was
Nah.
Yeah.
Two.
Can't guess. It was 221 points.
Oh, no.
Okay.
How many was it?
221 points in 2020 with the South Sydney Rabbitohs. This was, I think, his last season with the Bunnies. Maybe it was the year after. It was his last season. Okay, the next question. Which team won the inaugural NRL Premiership in 1998?
Fucking God, bro.
So this was just after they were in Super League.
Wait, did he win the first or did they?
Surely one of yous. It's a lot easier than you think, actually.
Yeah, I think we're both just waiting to see
Do you
what
want
the
the
person
first-
says.
Do you
Yeah,
want the first hint?
Let's
Do
see.
you want the first hint?
Yep.
So they won this. This was a part of their back-to-back wins.
Part of their back-to-back wins. Yeah.
That's a pretty big hit. Not too many teams went back-to-back in the 90s. Yo.
Oh, no, did they go back-to-back? I'm probably wrong, but the Knights?
No, not the Knights. Benja, your chance to steal.
I honestly wouldn't even be able to take a guess. Can I pass and get another hint?
Nah, because then... Oh, yeah, I guess... The next hint...
Yeah, I've got it now.
He now coaches the team that he played in during this 1998 Premiership.
No, honestly, don't know.
Oh, let your boy back
Who do you
in.
think it is too?
Broncos.
Who do you think it is? Yeah. I thought you guys would have guessed that because you would have been like,
Nah,
what kind
I've
of
got
fool?
none.
Yeah, I
that's
should have
well,
noticed
we'll give a half point for that one.
how excited you were. You were a bit too excited for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Question number 3. Who holds the record for the most tries in a single NRL season? Shucks up, brothers. Does know. But it was 38 tries in 1935.
And what,
In
1935?
1935 for the Eastern Suburbs. This is a question Vince should get.
The hell? So it's not 1935.
35.
Come on, give us a hint.
The biggest hint I will give you is his last name is Brown.
Oh, that didn't even do it. Well, that actually, I guess that took out the two people I had on my head.
Yeah, it took out the one person I had.
What, in 1935?
Brown.
Yeah, the one person I remember.
Yeah, Brown.
The hell? Well, I guess I'm gonna go out on a limb. Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt Brown.
Nah.
Ain't they Mats around in,
Like, fucking-
ain't they
I feel
Mats
like-
around in
what's a
1935?
1935 name? Fuck.
Look. Oh yeah, go give a stab, Benji. Just start a name, and then I'll give you another hint. And
I'll
then you
go
can...
Walter Brown.
Ooh,
Walter
yeah,
Brown.
I like it.
Nah, okay, so his first name starts with the letter D. This is also pretty crack up too.
D.
Huss.
D.
Dick Brown.
Oh.
No. That would have been Rihari.
Yeah. Go with the classic.
All right.
Actually, no, I got two names in my head. Dylan. We'll go Dylan Brown.
The odds of it being Dylan Brown is no.
The odds aren't no. Those are Mickey odds.
If he was born on this side of the Tasman, he would have been Rawiri Parodi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
David Brown.
David.
Question 4. Which player has won the Dally M medal the most times?
What, can you repeat that, please?
Which player has won the Dally M medal the most times? And
Yeah.
you know you got, yeah.
I'm just going to go with what I hope's the obvious answer. Jonathan Thurston?
Is correct.
Oh.
Bonus point if you can tell me how many.
4.
Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Okay, here we go. This one's for Ty. In what year did the Melbourne Storm join the NRL? Come on, Benja, you got to represent the Manuhiri a little better, man.
Hey, it's not my fault.
What year? Yeah.
Yo.
99?
Oh, nah.
Oh, yeah.
Haas.
Yo.
98.
Yes.
Oh, knew it was late 90s. Wasn't quite sure.
That's quite late,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah, that's late as. All right, next question. Who was the youngest player to play in an NRL grand final? 2 points if you can tell me who and how old.
In the grand final, I'm gonna need a hint, man.
In the GF, yeah.
I need a hint.
Penrith Panthers is who he played for.
Somehow that did not help at all. I mean,
Any?
oh, is it? Nah.
Yeah. Go to.
Yeah. Critter. Really? Because he went there his first year and he was only like 20. Well.
Go. Have a stab, Benja. Have a stab. See what you got.
That's that he played for. I'm honestly thinking Cleary.
Carl. He played in the 1990 grand final.
So it's not Cleary. Cleary wasn't even born.
So did they win that one?
I can't remember if they won.
Oh, I act like I know anyone from that team. I got no one. I got no one. Pass.
He's better known as a Rooster.
Oh. Yeah. Really? Is it him?
Yo. Probably, if that's who you're thinking.
Brad Fittler?
18 years old. 18 years old in 1990.
The Fiddles.
True.
Yeah.
So he was 18. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure when Critter was in the final, that was his rookie year, and he was only like 19, 20.
19.
Yeah. That's the only reason why
That's older than 18.
Yeah, I know, but that's the only reason why I said that. Because, you know, I'm like, I can... What, 18-year-olds in the final? Oh, when you're Brad Fittler, I guess.
This one is, I think we'll all quite like answering this one if you can get it. I'll accept any one of the answers. Which NRL team has won the most wooden spoons?
Is it actually them though?
Well, it depends who you're thinking of as them.
Yes.
Them could be you.
I know for
Them
a fact we ain't won the most. No way. No way.
I know them ain't us. Who you got? Who you got? Someone shoot me a team.
So they didn't get many wooden spoons before that.
half
Yo.
the Dragons.
No.
Oh, I like that guess.
Come on, T. Who you got? Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the train of disrespect and go, yeah, the Tigers.
Don't tell me that's it.
Yeah, well, technically it's the Western Suburbs Magpies, but they amalgamated, which is why I said I'll accept that answer.
Well, I wouldn't have. Really, the
'Cause
Magpies.
The Tigers inherited those spoons, and because I'm pretty sure that number keeps clicking every time the Tigers get one.
Oh, right.
Balmain.
Oh,
You get lost.
Which player holds the record for the most career goals in the NRL?
Like kicking.
Career goals. Not like career milestones where they wanted to become an NRL player and they achieved their goal.
Like what was their goal?
Yeah. My goal to play Origin.
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm gonna go with Cameron Smith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which club did Greg Inglis first play for in the NRL?
I don't know. Two.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go with
Yeah.
the one that I remember him with first. Melbourne Storm.
Correct.
Oh.
Damn.
It was way too
That's
easy.
literally the only other jersey I can see him in too.
You overthought that one so much.
Ah.
All right, here we go. Who was the first player to reach 300 NRL games?
Ooh.
Like he played forever. I'm just gonna go, yeah. I'm hoping it's the guy that also played 400 games, Cameron Smith.
No.
He pretty much holds every fucking record.
What was the question?
The first player to reach 300 NRL games.
Did Lockyer?
Oh.
He's not the first. There's someone before him. Let me just Google where he played.
Was he a one man or one team player?
Two teams.
Oh, that messes me up.
Two teams. Here's a hint. One of them were the Tigers or Western Suburbs Magpies. Same.
Oh, so it's an old dude.
Yeah.
How many wooden spoons did he get to?
This guy's had the Delhi M. He's won the Pro Van Summons medal. He's won Best 5'8".
5'8", nah.
I'm pretty sure he's a club legend.
Is it
where he first played?
Oh, I don't even know if he played, but is it? No. Does his first name start with a B?
No. His last name ends with a B. To be honest, I think you should be disappointed in yourself too.
Who, me? Oh,
he won
no.
4 premierships for your team.
Ooh.
4 premierships for my team.
For the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs.
The fuck? So he played in
there
those
from 1984 to 19...
He would have been in those 80s team. I don't know anyone who also played for the Tigers though. It's before my era, mate. The only ones I know from names from that one are the halves, old Mortimer and old Lamb. Is it Lamb? Really?
Yeah,
what?
Man. Terry Lamb, first player to play 300 NRL games. I was about to say, too, you can't answer it, and then I was going to say, Benja, it rhymes with Perry Ham.
Really?
Yeah.
You threw me off with the West Tigers. Although I would have never guessed them, if I'm being honest.
Well, see, there we go. That's another random team. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do that one. Who was the first coach to win back-to-back NRL premierships?
Yeah.
Yo.
Wait, you said NRL premierships, right?
NRL premierships.
I'm just going to assume it's also the first team that won it. Wayne Bennett?
Yeah. Nice. Well, that was very lopsided. It was one-sided. It was very
What was the
we'll go upstairs and we'll just double check some of those answers.
Yeah.
They beat the Bulldogs in one of those finals, I'm pretty sure. They
the Broncos?
Yeah, they smoked us because we won the semis off of Darragh Halligan's kick. We beat some team. I think it was the Eels we beat.
Oh, yo.
And then, we faced the Broncos in the finals and got fucking smoked. It was over.
Must have been 92. 93 was with the Dragons. Do they have it? Who was in the grand final? Does it tell us? No, play the Dragons again.
Oh, never mind. Well, anyway, I know we played you in the playoffs and we got fucking smoked.
Yeah, well, that was back when they had a super team. Well, that was our first ever head-to-head that we've ran on the show. It's normally just we just chuck a timer on and let two go and answer as many questions as possible. And he succeeded it, and he succeeded once more. But let's check out tonight's game, round 13, Thursday, 30th of May. This is kicking off at CommBank Stadium, a home game for Parramatta Eels, 9:50 p.m. New Zealand time. This game is going to be highly touted because it is the return of Mitchell Moses and also Clint Gutherson, and Will Penasini comes back. And the Sharks are without Nico Hines and Cam McInnes. The Sharks also got pumped last week. That was, I don't know. But the Eels suck. So we're about to see if Mitch Moses is the one man that can, bring the team back together like they fell apart without him, or if the Eels just blatantly suck and, it's not going to make it any easier without their coach. We'll throw it over to you guys to sort of check things out and where are you guys' heads sitting at with this game?
You can go first, Ben.
Well, yeah, the Sharks gonna need something after that bloody monstrosity of a performance against the Panthers. I mean, what can you say though? The Panthers are coming off a defeat, and we all knew that they were going to come out guns blazing. But little do we know they were going to hold him to nil. So I know the Sharks are going to have to do something. And they played majority of the game without Nico, a lot of the game without Nico. So I don't know, maybe not having him there this game won't be too much of a game changer. But yeah, Perry looks like they got their full side back. And so like you said, Ra, this is actually going to determine whether they're actually a shit team or what, because with Gutho at the back, I'm actually glad to see Blaze still in the squad.
100.
He definitely deserves to be. He was carrying them quite a bit over that period without Gutho and without Moses. But yeah, I think it'll be an interesting game, and I think it'll be pretty even, to be honest. Yeah.
Not bad there. I'm actually interested, like we talked about, the Eels have their full team back pretty much. And we're going to figure out whether it was Mitchell Moses and Clint Gutherson missing or was the coach. I'm actually low-key convinced that they're going to lose this game because of their coach, Trent Barrett. I thought they should have given Brad Arthur until they were all back to at least see what he could do. But they got rid of him anyway, and now they're left with Trent Barrett, who, as we know, was the assistant for Penrith. And then came over to the Bulldogs, tried to implement the system, and it just did not work. So I want to see how they go, because I imagine coaches don't change their stripe, especially when they have their style. And Barrett definitely has his style, and I feel as though it's suited to being an assistant. I think he's an elite assistant coach, probably one of the better ones. But put him in a head coaching job, and we've had 2 stints now to see him as head coach. One was at Manly, didn't go so well. Then one with the Bulldogs, didn't go so well. So there's his 3rd chance now. And I predict it's going to go the same way, and it's going to not go so well. I'm actually surprised they didn't put Blaze as a starter in the centre. But I can see why they would put him at 14. He debuted in the centres and he scored a try. So I thought they might have kept him there or moved him back there. Maybe make way for a Sean Russell. Will Pinnacini is pretty solid. But on the flip side with the Sharks, you got Braden Trindle. Is this his first game back, or was he back last week?
Yep. No, this is his first game back.
And he's in the driver's seat now with old Nicholas Hines not in the team. He's going to be driving that waka and leading them around. Good player. Be interesting to see how he bounces back after what he went through. And yeah, it looks like he escaped with a fine and all there. So obviously good enough to play, or he's been cleared by the NRL to play. Yeah, I don't know, man. We've been talking about these Eels. On paper, they got a stacked team. Their forwards, they haven't been missing their forwards, but they just haven't been showing up. So I don't know what they're going to do. You go up against a Sharks team, they got absolutely pumped. So normally teams that get pumped are always better the next week. Hazelton, I like him. Big fan. Brayley, I thought he would have been in the convo for number 9 for New South Wales. But what's his name? Cam McInnes isn't there. No, it'd be interesting to see. I think it'll be... We talk about these Thursday games, how they're normally blockbusters, and then even the ones we think aren't going to be good end up being next level good. So will this follow the trend of our Thursday games being one of the better ones of the week? Not too sure, man. Couldn't really tell you. But it'd be interesting to see what they do. Full strength Eels team. Again, it's not full strength Sharks team. Hopefully it's just a good game. Yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah, and the Eels are coming off multiple losses. I think they've only got 3 wins of the season, and I think all 3 of those came before bloody Mitch Moses went down. Maybe they picked up one in between. I think they picked up one in between. They snuck one somewhere.
Yeah.
What I'm also looking at is it looks like Lussick's been dropped this week to make way for Hands. I know Hands was on the interchange last week, I think it was. Hands is now in the starting hooking role, and Lussick is on the bench in the reserves. So he'll be playing reserve grade in the weekend. I'm looking at these Sharks back 5. I think they'll still be deadly even without Nico there. And, they would have got a tune-up from coach after the weekend, especially losing at home in the fashion that they did. There's a lot less pressure on the Sharks, I think, this week. Mitchell Moses is back. There's going to be a lot of expectations on the Eels to now turn things around because they've got their quote-unquote full-strength team back. So I think the Sharks could sneak away with one here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Eels pull something out of the bag. But the trend with players coming back, especially sevens this season, is they come back for half and then they're injured again. Look at Reynolds, look at Cleary, Moses. I mean, Hines has been battling with injuries. He hasn't been able to play practice with the Origin boys so far this week. So, yeah, time will tell, and that'll be the big storyline for tonight's game. Moving right along, Friday night, I'm going to let Two take over because it's his team taking on the Newcastle Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. Before you start, Why is it that every goddamn time there's a bye round or only one game on a Friday, it's always at 10 p.m.? Like, why can't we have that 7 p.m. slot? Why does it got to be 8 p.m.? What the fuck? And anyway, over to you, brother.
Yes, it is. My Bulldogs coming off that dominant victory against the St. George Illawarra Dragons, going up against a team that had a bye. This is the third game in a row we will be facing a team with a bye. Called it rigged. I don't know what to call it, but it ain't fucking fair is all I know. Some bullshit if you ask me in that round. But obviously we are missing our captain, Critter, and Matty Burden, who are on Origin duty, which, by the way, there's been a lot of talk about Burden because he's not in the actual 17. I think he's 18th man as to why they can't release him and let him play in this game, which is bullshit if you ask me, because apparently Luke Keary's going to get released to play for the Roosters on Sunday. Anyway, it is what it is. I do not care. In terms of this team, we get to see a new halves pairing in Toby Sexton, who the fans have been asking for, and boy, did he deliver last week, and Drew Hutchison, who the fans cannot stand. And I think they're actually not happy that Blake Taff, even with two of our big guns out, can't even crack the 17. But he got named at 20th, so we could see a late call up to him make the squad, see how we go. We are facing the Knights, a team that we absolutely pumped last time we played them. But low-key are on a 3-game win streak and have randomly looked better without Ponga, which low-key annoys me, I think. So they'll be back with a vengeance. And as our records go, we are yet to win on the road. We are 0-6 on the road, but we are undefeated at home. Unfortunately, this game is on the road against a team that's on a 3-game win streak and on a bye. It's not looking good. Adam Viliami Kikau's out for a month, or more than a month. Yeah, I just want to see fight this week. I don't care if we lose, but show me some dog, man. It's a winnable. I would say it's a winnable game. If it wasn't during Origin period, if we had our full team, I would back us to win, even though it's on the road. But in the situation that's happening with probably our 3 best players all out in the same week against a team off a bye and who have confidence, it's not looking good. I just hope Jack Hastings has a shit game and Jack Cogger, he can get lost. Hopefully we kick it to Maju, because last time we kicked it to him, he couldn't catch it or he dropped the ball. I hope he does that again, because he's trash. Adam Elliott, you suck. Leo Thompson, you're not too bad. Keep you around. Jaden Brayley made a glass. I hope he gets another injury. But yeah, it's not looking good for the boys. Hopefully they have a little bit of fight. They might surprise me. You never know. But I'm not expecting a win this week. I'll take a close loss and we'll count that as a dub. I'll hand it over to you boys to see what you guys think about the game.
Yeah, I'll just have a quick one, really. There's 2 players that are playing that are usually away on Origin duties in this game. You got Adoka and then you got Gagai. 2 players that are usual starters for their respective Origin sides, so they're gonna want to go out there and kind of prove themselves. So I think that'll be a good battle. I think it'll be good for Adoka. He's been a bit quiet on his wing. He doesn't get much ball out there. I'd like to see him go hunting a bit more this game. And yeah, Gagai, he's been pretty good lately. I think they're both these teams are pretty equal in their win rate this year. I think it's pretty similar. But yeah, I think what's interesting is going to be seeing these usual State of O stars not being named in the team, just seeing what they're going to give when they go out on this field, knowing that they don't have those duties uphold for next week. Yeah, Correa's in the centres. It's going to be good to see him run there. But to be honest, I actually want to know who's going to be the voice of reason for the Doggies, who their captain's going to be. Crichton's been such a great leader out on the field for them. So who's going to be that voice of reason out on the field when things get a bit rough, if they do. I think 2's on the money. Kick it to Maju. The bro has not been going well lately. His bloody arms and chest are too big for himself. The ball just cannot get a good little snug fit in there. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about these two sides. I'm liking what Curran does. I want to see Curran get a start, to be honest, for the doggies. I think he's good energy out there, and when he's on the field, he is ridiculously non-stop. He's a machine. So I think he deserves a bit of a start just to see what he can add to that side. But yeah, the main thing for me is just seeing what these usual State of O stars can do outside of State of O duty, I guess.
Yeah, like you say, it is strange not to see the likes of a Dane Gagai or a Josh Adokar lining up in their respective jerseys this Origin period. But like I say, it's a huge opportunity for them to sort of put out a claim saying, Billy, Madge, why didn't you pick me? Josh Adokar, like you say, hasn't been performing the greatest. He just hasn't had much ball. So it's hard to perform when you don't get much ball. One thing too said about the kicking game, it's going to be a little bit different this week. No Burton with the Bulldogs. He's the one who puts up a lot of those kicks for the doggies. Who's going to be their go-to kicker now? Is it Hutchinson, who's been playing with the Bulldogs for most of the season? Or do they chuck it over to the young buck? What's his name? Sexton. Oosh. So who's going to take up the mantle there? And yeah, good call. Who's going to be the captain? Are they going to give it to old Mahoney? Let him get under the skin a little bit. But wasn't Adokar captain of this team at one point?
Yeah,
so he'll probably.
He was talked about. I think most of us fans wanted him as coach, but it was Reed and Birdo for us last year. I think Adokar was vice, so if they were both off, he was like the on-field captain for a few times there.
Right. We're also coming to a game where, was it the last game that he played? Yeah, round 11 versus the Titans. So he had a bye week last week, but round 11 against the Titans, he had 3 tries. That's a big game for Armstrong. Probably the best performance so far for him. And a lot of people are going to be interested to see whether or not he can back that up again. Big performance. I know a lot of fantasy owners jumped on him after that big performance. Can he do it again, or was it kind of just a one-off? And that was versus Titans, I think. And even though they had all those points, they just kept raining down on the bastards. I'm not too sure who I'm picking to win this. I've looked at the stats. I'm looking at their win percentages, and it's almost identical. It's hard to go. I'm a flip a coin. I guess I'm going to go Knights just because they've got practically a full team. Nah, fuck. I don't know, man.
They're at home.
I just told you, man. We don't win on the road.
Yeah, but half the time the Knights have won has been on the back of Bradman Best carving up through the middle for the middle half of the game, like on the back 20 of the first half and the first 20 of the second half. Bradman Best is putting in money. He gets mad yards, and he's sort of getting offloads that are getting broken line breaks and all that kind of stuff. So I think they're going to actually miss him a lot more than they realise. I think he's been a stand-up player in the absence of Kalen Ponga. Yeah, I just don't know who's going to be doing the kicking for the Bulldogs that'll keep the Knights under pressure, but I don't know who's going to be there for the Knights, cutting them up and getting those line breaks that we're so used to seeing from the Knights in the shape of Bradman Best. So, shit, I don't know. I'm going to go Bulldogs by 2. All right. Over to Saturday, because it's a bye round and there's only 3 more games left in the round. There's only 2 games on Saturday. 7:30 p.m. Bluebet Stadium in Penrith. It is the mighty, depleted Panthers taking on the middle of the park, also depleted Dragons. The Dragons, I've quite liked them this season, but they've lost Sua, Jack Bird and Hamisali both injured, but they've also lost Ben Hunt, Lomax and Sua to Origin. Not as many as Penrith, But those are like the key players that hold this team together. The Dragons ain't shit without those guys. They just Sloan and Flanagan. And then you got some other randoms in there trying to do as much as they can to, keep this team going. It was who was it that last week was just getting exposed by the Bulldogs, man?
Eisenhoof.
Yeah, that was just no good. Like, Cuzzy, have a break, have a good kick. Because my G. Yeah, nah. Also, big news out of Penrith this week. We get to see the debut of Preston Ricky. I did watch a small clip of him calling his nan, saying that he's going to debut this week, and then he starts crying, and his nan goes, "What's wrong, boy?" The most nan response I've ever seen. Māori nans, whānau. If you've ever got one, gee, they straight up, they don't care. They're like, "What are you crying for, boy? You're playing NRL, man. You're the man." Awesome for him. That's a huge story coming out of the Penrith Panthers camp. A few new faces, a few solid faces that, aren't going to miss the big guys too much. I mean, this team's already been without Cleary for a lot of the season, but they've still got James Fisher-Harris, Moses Leota, Scott Sorensen, Mitch Kenny, Jay Cole's still in there, Schneider's back, Paul Alamote, Isaac Tango, Sunia Taruva's been, in that lineup for a while. One thing the Panthers are looking for, though, is a bit of dispensation in replacement for, what's his name? Talon? Is it Talon?
Talon May.
This one, yeah. So, because his court hearing has been pushed until next year, and the NRL won't reinstate him until the trial has been, so Panthers are looking for dispensation. However, his current contract is only worth $150,000. So if they do get dispensation, it's only $150,000. So they're not going to have the $500,000 plus that his contract will be for next season. They're only going to have $150,000 for this year. So not too many wingers out there or centers out there that they can pick up. Maybe they can get David Nofaluma, who's having issues overseas, who apparently isn't showing up to trainings. But those are some of the things coming out of the rumor mills. But hey, you can't knock the Panthers. No matter how many people they lose, it's always next man up, and they've got such a strong system that a lot of these players have come through in junior grade. It's all the same. Penrith is just built different, and like to alluded to earlier, you take someone out of the Penrith system and you try to implement their system somewhere else. It doesn't quite work because they haven't got those junior systems running that same shit coming through, which is why I think a little bit the Warriors have been struggling a little bit just because they aren't familiar. Well, not that they're not familiar with that system. It's just that that's not the system a lot of those players have come through playing in, which is why, you see this whoever offense that they've been running the past couple of weeks win a few games. So a little bit different, but I think we'll be slowly adjusting as the time goes on. But that's my take on this. I've got Panthers. I'm going to give them a comfortable 10-point win. I don't see there being any strong weapons in this Dragon side outside of Tyrell Sloan. Kyle Flanagan's all right. Jack DeBellin's probably their best player. And then you've got these Couchmans on the bench. Who?
Apparently they're like the two forwards coming through their system. Like they've been killing it in New South Wales Cup, and they finally get their shot.
They dogs,
apparently they're like ones to watch out for the future. So they finally get their shot.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, the Couchmans.
Yeah. Well, that's my take on this Dragons Panthers. So I am giving Panthers, but only just.
Yeah, well, I'll carry it on. Yeah, just touching back on those Couchmen, they finally get their shot. They've been absolutely dominant in the New South Wales Cup, and from what I've been hearing, they are pretty much due to make their debut anytime this season. Anyway, with the injury to Jaime Saleh and Jaden Sewer going on Origin, it was kind of like now's the time. So we finally get to see them. It's going to be good to see what they do. And then you've got the other brothers. They're twins, right? Max and Matthew?
From the States.
I think so,
There you go.
From the States.
They've been around for a bit. They kind of always
Hastings?
been... Sure.
Never.
in and out of the squad, like definitely in the 30, just they've always been like if an injury happens, they're the ones that get caught up. and they're playing on the same side. Looks like it, 4 and 5. So it'll be good to see them go. I don't know who that 7 is. Jesse Mutt, didn't he play for? What have I heard that name before? I swear he played for Souths. Could be wrong. I don't know.
How do you say that last name?
Marsh Chick was that? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, so that'll be cool for the Dragons to see those 2 young bucks coming through. In terms of the Panthers, finally get to see Dane Laurie, first game for the year, I think. Or maybe he came off the bench a couple of weeks ago, not too sure. But at least he's back at number 1 top now with Dylan Edwards finally getting his shot at Origin.
Yeah.
So good to
Long
see.
overdue.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I was thinking for a second maybe they would put Taruva there, considering Taruva turns into a superstar every time he plays for Fiji in that number 1 top. But they've decided to keep him at wing. Fair enough. He's been good there, so why not? And you got Dane Laurie, pretty much a ready-made replacement. Jack Cole holds the number 6. Brad Snyder, I thought he was out for a little bit longer, but he is back.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Preston's not related to Jordan, right? Or is he?
Nah, I don't think
Cuzzies,
so.
Cuzzies. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, must be just Whanauna.
Yeah. And that number 14, Trent Toilo. Anyone know that one? Is that a rookie as well?
Toilo. Trent Toilo.
Surely that's got to be a debut.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Well, look at that.
Yeah, it is.
2.
He's got 0 stats to his name.
0 stats.
2 debutants. That'll be pretty cool for
Is he Māori?
I don't know. If he is,
He's got a tāmoko.
sure, he could come over. But yeah, like we just expect great things from Penrith, right? Even with all these stars out, you kind of just expect them to carry on business as per, next man up. And Dragons, as you said it, bro. It's not that they're missing players; it's that they're missing key players in key spots. And Flanagan, he's playing good under his dad, but he, along with Eisenhuth, got smoked. That whole side just got smoked. Just wasn't fair. They were both missing tackles, miscommunication. But yeah, so I'll probably go with you, man. Penrith in the win. Jack DeBellin off contract. I know a team that could use some forwards. Wonder if he'll want to come over. We could certainly deal with him. A ball playing lock as well. I think he'll fit well with us. He's a bit on the aging side, but I've gone off the Tamalolo wagon. We don't want him. You stay where you are, bro. But yeah, I'll just
Finish your career.
Yeah,
there, bro.
you just stay there on your
Run that club down there.
on your $1 million a year contract, right? Just right into the sunset. But yeah, I'll leave it there. What about you, brother Ben? Got anything for this game?
No, nothing that hasn't been said. I'm just looking at those ins. Those ins numbers, what, 9 and 10 and 9. Those are some huge numbers bringing players in. Good opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, with the likes of Fisher Harris, Scott Sorensen, Moses Leott, like those 3 have been playing unreal games. All 3 of them just been running some crazy lines, finding the ball. So as long as those 3 are there, I guess I think the Panthers are going to have a good run. Sloan, ever since Sloan started the season out super strong, he was finding gaps, he was finding space. But then I guess a few games in, teams started locking him down. And so there's honestly been not much on the show from the bro. The pressure has been on him so quick. He's getting no space, no time to look where to go. So I don't see anything special coming from the Australian side. Yeah, the Fair Guy brothers, always good to see brothers on the edge, linking up. There's always just that whānau chemistry that was taught in the backyard that you can't teach. So maybe that might show us something special, but who knows? I just looked at that Jesse fella. This is his 4th career game. So
hell.
Yeah. So
GG's in the chat.
but yeah, I think if there's a time for Tyrell Sloan to find his pace and find his space again, it'll be this game. But yeah, I can't see the Dragons getting the dub, to be honest. Panthers are at home, and like no matter who's in that Panthers side, that whole club just has a culture that breeds a winning team. They got Taruva, they got Tango, And then, like I said, they got those forwards that have been also carrying them. So I think this will be a easy dub for the Panthers. Just carrying it on off their good win last week. These new fellas will want to come in and just prove themselves that they're in the Panthers environment for a reason as well. But yep, I'll probably go Panthers 13 plus, to be honest here.
Oh, there you go. He's got no faith in the Dragons. Bro, Tyrell Sloan was the main reason I started, that was my second team. I was on the Dragons bandwagon before I got a ticket to the Warriors bandwagon.
Honestly, he was ridiculous at the start of the season, eh?
Yeah. This dude was in love with him.
Man.
Out.
He looked sharp, man. And, I don't know what happened. Wheels fell off somewhere along the way, or Lomax started taking the ball, actually. And Lomax took over. Yeah. That's what I think happened. Yeah. There's only one ball to go around, and I think Sloan just kind of got told to shush. I'm on contract. I want to go to a new team. Shush, boy. So, now look, I think Sloan can turn it around. And like you say, this is now or never. This is your chance to shine. If you could put that team on your back and get them a dub, gee, you might get getting a call up next for Origin. All right, heading over to the second game of what is not even super, it's just like a Saturday now. For the NRL, we've got the Dolphins hosting the Raiders. 4th place takes on 8th place, 9:35 p.m. New Zealand time. Finally, they have a home game. Is this where the Queensland Reds play or something? Because I swear these fellas never play in Redcliffe. They only ever play at Suncorp. This is my issue with this team. I hate the fact that they got a stadium there, they just don't even play it. Boy, play your own damn stadium. I think this should be an exciting game.
Yeah, I think this will be a good one, eh?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Dolphins, they only lose the Hammer and Kafusi. The Hammer's been out for most of the season. He only come back 2 weeks ago. So Trey's just got to slot back in there, and he was playing some sensational football before bloody the Hammer come back. And Isaiah Couture, he's been balling, man. Everyone says that he's been flying under the radar, and it's kind of an issue, but if he was playing in Sydney, it'd be a big thing. He'd have all this hype behind him. I think it's perfect. You're a young player. You're just trying to get by, hone your craft as a 7. And what better way to do it underneath Wayne Bennett and under the radar? I don't think he's flying under the radar at all. Tu and I have talked about him on the show a couple of times. I'm pretty sure he's made it into the team of the week, to the practice runs team of the week. I'm pretty sure he's been in there a couple of times, maybe once. But he's not someone that we think is flying under the radar. We're a show where we tend to give the players their flowers when they deserve it. And, man, he's been balling. Another player who's been balling, but on the other side of the ball, Kyle Weeks and Ethan Strange, they've been going hard in the halves. I reckon Fogarty might have to fight for his job. It'll be between him and Weeks that'll be fighting for it, but I don't think Fogarty's going to be handed that 7 jersey back instantly. I think he'll definitely have to work it back. We got Marcus Mariota's cousin, Utter, coming in this week. Was he there? He was there the other week, eh? Marcus's cousin.
Yeah, he was there for Papali, who was out, I think.
That's it. Yeah. Where's he from? Hawaii.
Must be.
Anyway. Who else has been balling out for this Dolphins side lately? Isako had a great game last week versus the Warriors, but they still couldn't get the job done. Herbie's been he hasn't been as, on as he was at the Broncos with this Dolphins side, eh? And Loki, I think they signed the wrong player. They tried to get Dean to sign with the Dolphins, but they stole Herbie instead, and we got to keep Dean. So I think we got the better end of the stick there, because now we shift Cobbo to the centre and he's balling at centre. And Dean, man, I don't think he knows how to not score a try. I don't think there's been one game where he hasn't scored a try that he's played in. There's probably a couple, but Max Plath is going mean. And is there any time frame on what's his name? Flegler's return? He's been out for a minute, eh?
Yeah, he's been out for a bit. I think they might be looking at the round after the bye, maybe, at the earliest. But even then, I highly doubt it. Because it's his injury's a iffy one, right? It's like nerve something, like
Yeah.
you just never know with stuff like that. Couldn't tell you, mate. Could not tell you.
The current form guide, they both lost their last game. Before that, Raiders had won 2, Dolphins had won 3. And in their previous meetings last year, they both won 1 apiece, but the Raiders won their one in Golden Point by 1 point, and the Dolphins won their first comfortably. So I don't know. This Raiders team is quite hard to read as well. Like they look good, and then they fall off, and they fall off heavy, and then they come back and win a couple that they shouldn't, and then they look good for a couple of weeks, and then they fall off heavy. So I'm going to go with that trend, and I'm going to go Dolphins will win this one. We'll go Dolphins by 12. We'll go Dolphins by 12 over the Green Machine. I just think, I don't know, Dolphins haven't lost enough to be affected. And it's not like Trey Fuller hasn't played with this lineup before. So, yeah, I've got to give it the edge to the Dolphins. What do you reckon, Benja?
Yeah, no, I'm tipping Dolphins. I'm not really sure what's going on with the Raiders, eh? I think one thing with Rapana at the moment, if he mucks up, he just goes downhill. If he mucks up during it showed last week, holy heck, what were those passes that he was trying to create? So yeah, lately if he mucks up his game, he hasn't been bouncing back, so his game just goes downhill for the rest of that. So I'm not sure what's happening with him. Timoko, Savage, Weeks, man, they got some, even like Sebastian Chris, they got some good runners, eh? I just can't see them getting over this Dolphins side. Yeah, like even Trey, we all saw what Trey could do while the hammer was out, and he was unbelievable. Jermaine, he didn't look 100% last week, to be honest. He's looked a little bit off. He got injured a few times during that game, whether it was just winded or landed funny or shoulder, but hopefully he's bounced back. Yeah, like you said, Herbie hasn't. Well, did he just come back last week?
No, he's been back for, I think, 3 weeks.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
I guess just if he decides to pin his ears back, he's good to go. But it's when he does that, and it's when he can hit that back of the ruck that he finds that space in, because he's so bloody long. Once he's in open space, it's just goodbye to him. And yeah, Couture, he's been unreal. Even though he missed that tackle where the Wires won, unreal. But yeah, I think he's got some great IQ for the game, eh? He can see quite a lot. I'm still not really sure how I feel about Nicarima at 5'8", eh? he has his odd good moment, but he's just not a 5'8" to me. But yeah, hopefully Mark Nichols gets over again. I love to see. I'm loving my prop scoring throughout this year. They're doing well for me, to be honest. All the props, to be honest. And yeah, I'm just looking at these teams, and although the Raiders pretty much are pretty stacked or have their pretty close to their full side, I think the Dolphins will probably take this one. I think it'll be close for a while, but then if anything happens where Rapana gets down or they just lose momentum, that's when I think the Dolphins will strike and just run away with it. So I'm thinking like 8+ for the Dolphins.
Ooh, 8+ to the Dolphins. I like it. Yeah, what do I got for this game? Not much, really. I feel as though that Herbie Farmworth and Flegler, have both had injury-plagued season. I'm wondering if you guys might have slipped something in their drink in their exit interview. You reckon? That would he? Because it seems as though they were on form last year.
They just got the same curse we got.
Oh, see? So they've been drinking from the same fountain, eh? Uh-huh.
Where else are they going? They're playing at Suncorp.
But I think, hopefully next year, I think Herbie Farmworth and Flegler will be a lot better. You kind of always need that 1 year of transition when you go to a new team to kind of settle in, especially when you've been at one place for a little bit of quite some time. It takes a while to adjust. Same kind of thing with Avarillo. Haven't really heard much from him. Our former Bulldog, who, still hurt that he left, but it is what it is. Yeah, looking at the Raiders team, hard to say. But Danny Levi, Danny Levi, he gets some love on this podcast for those that listen, and great to see a Danny Levi come back. We're here for it. But, yeah, I mean, Milford, he's number 17. I actually thought he retired at one point, or he was in the Super League. I kind of forgot that he was there. And, yeah, I kind of said at the start of the season all the way back, I thought it should have been Sean O'Sullivan and Katoa in the halves. Sullivan got the first shot, and then I don't know what he did, but he got dropped. And then Cody Nukarima and Katoa kind of took over, and I guess you kind of can't drop Nukarima because they've been like winning. And
yeah,
it seems like Cody, I don't know, he must be whispering something in Katoa's ear because they kind of just seem to work. So it's like, why would you like change it? And fair enough, if they're going well, why not just keep it there? I think Cody Nikarima must be in that contract year, right? So obviously he's playing for that money and playing for his next contract. Maybe he's not ready to go to the Super League just yet, even though I think he'll do amazing things over there. But yeah, I'll keep it short and simple.
He'd be Man of Steel.
Yeah, easily over there. Kill it. To be honest, do I care who wins? No, I don't. I don't know how both these teams are in the top 8.
I was about to say that.
Dolphins in the top 4? Were they?
Top
like
4. Wow.
So I'm still...
Are they still fourth?
That's still 4th. I'm kind of waiting for them to just slide off and then slip out of the 8. The Raiders...
Just like last year.
I thought once Fogarty was out, their season was going to end, but they've managed to stay afloat, which is low-key annoying. Guess that's why Ricky got that extension. Swear's been coaching there for years now. He's going to be coaching there for even more years. And look, I think Raiders just announced that they signed another English forward, young buck coming over from the Super League. They love their English boys over there, especially when they're forwards. Morgan Smithy's been pretty good. He's adjusted to the NRL quite good. Elliot Whitehead obviously is the captain there. Bateman, while he was there, was great. And who was that hooker? Hodgson? He was one of the best hookers in the world when he came over. So they know how to sign forwards from English. Not quite. They don't quite do as well with their backs with what's his name, George Williams. Lasted all of 1.5 season. I was low-key hoping us Bulldogs would look at him because we could do with the 7 of that caliber if anything wants to come over. But all good. We'll keep it there just for the lols. I'm going to go against the boys and go with the Raiders. Could I give you a score? The score is I do not care is what the score is. But get up, Raiders. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, because I was thinking too, just as Ben was speaking, I was like, shucks, if there was one upset this round, it's probably going to be the Raiders versus the Dolphins. That'd probably be a major upset this weekend. So there you go, punters. If you're still listening to us at this point in the show, there's your upset. You heard it from 2. Over to a team that I just blatantly hate. Why'd they name this kid after a school? De La Salle. Gee. Up to... Anyways, I digress. We've got the Roosters at Allianz Stadium hosting the North Queensland Cowboys. You've got, what are they calling him? They're calling him the shunned, the boycotted, the disgraced, the disgruntled captain, James Tedesco. I think the word they're looking for is underperforming, underwhelming. Should have been dropped 3 years ago, James Tedesco. But anyway, that's just me. I think this Roosters team looks unbloody changed from every other week.
Untouched, eh?
They're missing what? One person who's missed half the season anyway because he was out for saying racist shit, and then they're just missing bloody Crichton. And Swali, yeah, but I mean they've been back and forth with missing centres all season, so I'm surprised they didn't go with Michael Jennings at starting centre. He was pretty good when he played for a little while there at the start of the season. The Cowboys, I think the Cowboys are complaining they feel the most hard done by. They lost Nanai to Langi, Robson, Cotter, Dearden and Holmes. Shut up. That's just what happens when you're a Queensland team. You lose Queensland players. you idiots. Anyway, are they also one of the other teams that haven't had a bye yet?
Yes, I think both these teams are yet to have a bye.
See, that's one thing I don't get, is why these two teams didn't get a bye this week instead of like the Tigers or Manly or South Storms, Titans. All of those teams have had a bye except for the Broncos, the Warriors, the Roosters, and the Cowboys. Whoever's drawing up this season really didn't like the Cowboys and the Roosters this year. I like the form that Joey Manu's been in. He was out last week, hey? Was he out last week? No, he returned last week. He was out the week before.
No, he got a couple last week. They had the Raiders.
Yeah. What I'm gutted about is because I've got Joey Manu in my fantasy team. I was actually low-key hoping Tedesco got picked because then we would have seen Joey Manu back at number 1, and he's obviously the best fullback on that damn team.
Yep.
But there's some other bastard holding that jersey hostage for some damn reason. Why doesn't he go to Super League now? I've got no love for Tedesco on this show. I'm a hearty New South Wales fan, but fuck James Tedesco. Fuck the Roosters. I'm over it. Someone else take over.
Well, let me take over because, as the podcast knows, I don't have as much hate for the Roosters. In fact, I low-key kind of like them. Mainly because, obviously, they got that superstar centre, Joey Manu, and they got the bro Brandon Smith at number 9, and fan favourite, quickly becoming one of my favourite props, Terrell May, who I was hoping the Bulldogs signed, and they didn't. So a little bit sad about that. I've noticed again that Victor Radley's gone to second row again. But he looked good there last week. He scored their opening try, so I wonder if that's something they're going to persist with. You got the bro old White there at number 13. I really like him. Him and May have a killer combo. I think they seem to be better off the bench because they bring that impact. But now they're both starting, so that'll be interesting. We finally get to see Siu Wong back in the team. He was picked to be the Rookie of the Year, I think, and I think I picked him to be Rookie of the Year too. And then he wanted to not be so good, got dropped from the team, and now he's finally back in. I also see Satili Tupanua, who, with the whole David Fafita situation, was actually given permission to look at other clubs. I don't know if that's still the case now that David Fafita obviously did the backflip. I'm not too sure. But if I was him and they didn't want me, I would be looking to go elsewhere. Where to? I have no idea. Michael Jennings at 17 and Sando Smith at 14. That is the Roosters team. Yep, looking pretty good. Over to the Cowboys. You got Drinkwater there at fullback. Jake Clifford gets another shot with old Dearden out of the team. Punted up with Chad Townsend. I think that might actually be good because Chad's going to be obviously the sheriff, just marshalling troops around. So that should free up Jake to pretty much do whatever he wants. There's our boy there at the prop. Yes, he is. Griffin Nelman.
Yeah.
The old resident South Island boy. Always good to see him out there. And I can see a name that is familiar to me. Harrison Edwards at number 15. Former Bulldog. More of a pretty boy than a rugby player, if you ask me. But, oh well. He is in the team. And obviously, Tom Malolo, Mr. Knees, are about to be gone. It's at 17. After looking at these teams, I can see why the TAB have the Roosters at $1.13, the Cowboys at $6. And I thought it was going to be a contest. What was I thinking? The bro Jake Granville. Every time I see his name, I still can't believe he's playing. I feel as though he's older than Michael Jennings, but can't tell if that's just how he looks or that's just how he plays. But as the podcast knows, I don't really watch any of the Cowboys games, mainly because it feels like they've been played in all the Queensland games lately. Which, as everyone knows, I do not watch or care for those games at all. But they're playing the Roosters, so I'll actually be watching this one for once. And looks like it's going to be a lot to not a lot for the Roosters and the Cowboys. That's how I see it. Joey Manu's going to just have a field day. Loki Phil Tedesco is going to have a good game just to show everyone that he's still got it. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But he's not good enough to make the New South Wales team. That's about all I got, man.
Or our team of the week.
What about you, Ben? Got any last thoughts on this last game of the week?
Nothing outrageously different from the Braves. I'm not a fan of either team, but I do enjoy watching the Roosters play. I like their style. They just, yeah, I always tune in. Just because I don't know, there's just something about that midfield and those wingers, and even the bro Sam Walker lately. Last week he had a bit of a niggle, so that threw one of my multis off a bit. But yeah, I don't have too much to say. I mean, that left edge where Taulagi he wasn't doing much out there anyway. It never went out their side. For the Cowboys, Cole Felt was scoring all their tries on his edge. Holmes was obviously probably the reason why it wasn't getting out till Muzz out on that wing. He just was a bit of a showy goey. But yeah, just looking at this Roosters side, like pretty much untouched. And there's probably not actually much to say. Victor Radley at second row. I think him on the edge actually is working. You've even seen lately throughout this season him at 13. He's making breaks. He's getting through the line. He's even scored quite a bit. So giving him a bit more space on the edge, I think it's good for him. It gets him over the line. So I'm not against that. Terrell May, he hasn't started much this year.
No.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good player. He's bloody fit and strong. I love old cheese, but yeah, I'm thinking that there's gonna be maybe a few doubles. I can Dommy, Joey, they might both get a double. Yeah, Teddy, I don't know. I don't have much to say about him either. All I know is that he needs to bloody pull his shirt down every bloody 5 seconds. Or he needs to get a longer size. But no, that Rooster side just looks bloody on. I'm not a fan of either team, but I'm not a fan. I like the players, and I watch for the players, and that's what I'll be doing this week. And I can just see these players in that Rooster side just running over that line a bit too many times for the Cowboys to do anything about it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, to follow up on your query too, Jake and Jennings are a year apart. Guess which one is older by the year?
Jake.
It's Michael. 88 for Michael Jennings and 89 for Jake. Fun fact for your Thursday afternoon.
They got to be the only guys in the 80s still playing, right? Like born in the 80s? Surely.
Fuck yeah. Maybe Jared? Wadia Hargreaves?
It can't
how old is
can't be many of them that were born in the 80s still playing. Especially when you got kids born in the 2000s playing. It's just...
yeah. Jared, he's 89.
89. He scraped, didn't he?
Tomalolo is... Tomalolo's in 93. Yeah. I thought he was old because he'd been around forever.
Jesse. Surely Jesse's there. Bromwich. Of the Bromwich.
Brommy.
Oh, yeah. Surely. Yeah. Fuck, he's 1970s. Surely. Adam Reynolds. He's old as fuck, too.
He'd be holding on.
Daly Cherry Evans.
Nah, he's from the 90s.
True.
Fuck, he's been around forever. He'll be maybe a couple of years older than me. Or a year.
Oh, I'm lying. He's the same age as Bromwich.
True.
89.
Daly.
Yeah.
Was Bromwich only 89? Yeah. Fuck, I had him picked like 80, like 7, 6.
Playing in the forwards.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Ages you, bro. Ages you.
Looks like it the same.
Actually,
that's like the brother. Oh, what's his name? From the Sharks, or 40-20.
Hazelton.
40's only 20. Yeah. Old 40-20. Anyway, look, for those who don't know or haven't listened to the Morning Shifts podcast yesterday, you're looking for the You're Welcome Wednesday podcast. These fools decided to enter a realm in which they know nothing about. They're all hype and no. I'm disappointed that these guys are New South Wales fans. Like, I don't know, man. They just... Jordan, stick to dancing. Brooke, stick to basketball. Matua Mark, you are the only one who has credibility to speak on all things sports because you are the GOAT for a reason, Eho. But those other two, you need to rein them in a little bit and tell them, don't Google a team because some of those players that they picked, I googled top New South Wales players of all time, and there was an article written in 2020, and it has who they put: Danny Buderis, Glenn Lazarus. Who was that other prop? It was another one from that same list.
B.
They had.
Nah, he was on Queensland.
They Greg Curtis and.
We'll pass it over to Benja. You read through the two lists, just read through the boys' list first, and we'll pick that apart, and then we'll look at Matua Mark's list, and we'll see if we can name a better Queensland side that would beat the boys' New South Wales team without naming any of Matua Mark's players.
Yeah. Well, do you want me to name who the New South boys had, and then who Matua Mark had, and then we can figure out what their argument is between those two players that they chose.
Easy. All right, Benja, hit us with those lineups, brother.
Oh boy, so at 1 for New South Wales, the River Jordan and Brooke Rusco chose James Tedesco, someone who wasn't even named in this year's State of Origin. Interesting. And number 1 for Queensland, Matua Mark had, I don't think you can argue this in any scenario, Billy Slater. What are our thoughts on the boys' picks there?
I feel as though there's a bit of what's they call it, recency bias.
Recency bias, yeah.
You know, where you just go with who's been in the team the last few years. Not to say that he isn't like a great pick, but I don't actually know if he would make my all-time New South Wales team. He's certainly garners at least thinking about. He's there or thereabouts in the picture. So compared to the other picks that they did, this is one of their least egregious ones. But yeah, it's like you said it right. I mean, he got named an all-time team, still playing, and can't even make the team this year. So questions have to be asked. I mean, when it comes to Billy Slater, you'll get no questions from me. He's just that dude.
Yeah, Billy Slater's first ballot. Like, if you're thinking of an all-time Origin team, it's probably Billy Slater takes that fullback spot. I don't see too many people going above him in terms of that fullback. Maybe Darren Lockyer when he was playing fullback. But, man, I think Billy, just longevity at fullback, like, because Darren obviously shifted into that 6. But Darren at fullback, man, hey, he was a gun. He was a gun. He was no slouch. Tedesco? You want to pick a player who in the for the past 3 years, real New South Wales fans have been calling for his head because he's cost us a couple of games, and then he has one blinder where everyone's like, maybe it wasn't all his fault, but he's still shit, and should have been given a chance in the past, maybe 2 years ago. Definitely last year, he should have got the nod. But Tedesco was bum boys with Freddie, so he never got dropped. He was the most protected player in that squad. Billy, I wish he was from New South Wales. That's all I can say about Billy Slater, man. He is. There's no words. He is Billy Slater.
Yeah. It's Billy Slater.
Billy Slater.
And I agree with everything said. And like even Two said, if we're going off recency bias, maybe even look at how he went in the last Origin. That's also a recency bias to look at, and they obviously didn't. Well, moving on. For number 2, New South Wales, the boys had Latrell Mitchell. And another interesting pick for a current player who is not retired, but is not playing this year in State of Origin. And number 2 for Queensland, Matua Mark had Wendell Sailor.
Wendell's a great pick. You can't not pick Wendell. Man, he was a baller for the Broncos. And then he even went to Union for a bit and came back to league. It was still balling. Did Latrell ever play on the wing for New South Wales? Like, I'm thinking he's only been centre for New South Wales. I ain't never seen Latrell line up on the wing. Maybe when he's having a rest and he's like lining up on the wing on the game, but he's never been named on the wing.
I don't think he's ever worn the 2 jersey.
Yeah, he's never been a winger, full stop. Yeah, and that's pretty much all you need to know about that pick, is that he just hasn't played winger at all. And yeah, I mean, great player. he's kind of had his issues the last couple years, maybe more so to do with what's going on in social media and all the hate he's getting. Story for another day. But in terms of this one, yeah, it's pretty clear-cut, dry, right? Why would you pick someone who's never played a winger, put him at wing?
Like, as a centre, 100%, I'd probably put him in my team just to match up against, like, a GI if we're going head-to-heads. Like, I've got to have Latrell in that centre spot. But on the wing? Nah.
Yep. I would have had him at centre for them. But if we're talking about centres now, the boys, New South Wales boys, they had Mark Gasnier, a name I haven't heard in a while. And also another name, well, I've heard his name, but he just hasn't been on the field in decades, is Mal Meninga, who was the Queensland all-time centre.
Yeah, this one is, again, Mark Gasnier, great player. So I'm actually not like all that against it. But when we're talking about great centres for New South Wales, I guess his name is thereabouts. I'm thinking of, who's the Morris brother? You think I know this? Not Brett, because he's the winger. Josh Morris. Great, they're one of the best defensive wingers, and he was pretty much picked every year for the sole reason because he was guarding GI. That's why he was in the team. His sole job was to shut GI down. Like we mentioned before, right? Latrell Mitchell would be in the conversation for centre. You look at Turbo, right? When he's not injured, he's just absolutely electric. You know, his only problem is he's always bloody injured. So they've had centres that they could have picked. Is this?
Oh, they picked these centres, but
yeah, I'm not like against the Gasnier one. I actually don't mind it. He's definitely in the conversation for there too. Yeah, but then again, you go straight to Mal Meninga. I mean, is he not an immortal? You know, like Matua Mark. At least give them a chance, brother. Come on, uncle. We're just out here unfair. Slaughtering them from the get go. He should have picked the B team, I reckon. Eh? Give them the fighting chance. Pick the Queensland all-time B team.
Get these boys some hope. Like, I agree with you. Mark Gasnier, phenomenal player. Great player. Some might even say legendary. But, yeah, nah. If you, like, in my head, I'm thinking about, yes, all time, but I'm thinking all time going up against another all time. So I'm trying to match up. And like you said, Josh Morris, phenomenal player. I think he was the first ever player to catch GI from like a line break. So there was this whole stat, I remember, I think it was up until about 2008, 2009, where GI has never been caught. Once he gets that breakaway, no one's ever caught GI. And it was either Brett or Josh. One of them were the first person to tackle GI from behind and stop him from scoring a try because he was just unstoppable. If he gets an intercept or if he gets a nice pass and he gets a line break, he's gone for all money. Just one step on the fullback or a big fend and he's gone. So, yeah, definitely have to go with one of those Morris boys. Latrell Mitt, Andrew Eddinghausen, OET. He's another big name from back in the day. Big point scorer, good on defense. You know, those players back in the 90s were pretty hearty. Someone at least, you know, played in the era of Mal Meninga, someone that can kind of go head-to-head. I think Mal would just run circles around Mark Gasnier and it'd just be unfair. And, you know, that's just ruthless from Matua Mark to pull that one out, man. He couldn't go with like a Justin Hodges or like a Dane Gagai just to like lower the playing. Like if they put Latrell on the wing, at least go someone silly.
Yeah, well, if we want to go ruthless again, he's done it again. Matua Mark in the centres for Queensland GI. And the New South Wales boys put Matt Cooper. A name that I also haven't heard in years again.
Matt Cooper leave Dragons and become an MMA guy, and I'm pretty sure he's been knocked out a couple of times. But like that Matt Cooper, he's handsome. Don't get me wrong, he's a handsome man. Like if they were going for like the all-time pretty boys, they're ticking the boxes. Like they got you know some heavy hitters if they're going for pretty boys. But we're going for ballers. We're trying to win. Matt Cooper? How many games did Matt Cooper play? How many games did Matt Cooper play? Let me just Google Matt Cooper real quick. See how many games of Origin he's played.
Matt
Man,
Cooper,
I know it's not
frickin'
too many.
more like Matt who? Never know this dude.
See, I like Matt Cooper,
Yeah.
man. I used to like Matt Cooper. He was a dog, man. He reminded me of like a more scucks Matt Rogers, who's another person that frickin' bloody Mark could have gone with instead of GI to just, make it even. Because these fools picked Matt Cooper.
They
He
clearly
played
just
13
Googled,
games.
hey.
Yeah.
13 games. That means he played a max of, 4 years and 1 extra game.
Wait, he actually played more than 10 games for Origin?
Yeah, from 2000, but he played over 6 years.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I'll take that back then.
Nah, he's good, but and no disrespect, brother. Like, don't come at me. I don't want the smoke. But I just named like Andrew
GI.
Edenhauser,
Yeah.
Latrell Mitchell, Josh Morris. Those guys. Come on now.
Come on.
Yeah, this is definitely a Google jobby. This is who's played the most games at centre for New South Wales, and they got Mark Asnier and Matt Cooper, 100%.
To be honest,
this
those
point-
aren't even household names for me.
Yeah, it's like, I have no idea who Matt Cooper is, man. At this point, right, you just wave the white flag. Like, it's done. It's over with. I mean, that's just not even fair to have GI and Mel on the same team. That just shouldn't be allowed. Matt Cooper, I mean, yeah. I mean, he got quite a few games, which is cool, but it felt as though there were just better options, right? Anyway, it couldn't get worse, could it, Ben? Surely not. What else did these fools pick?
Well, on the other wing, they had Tommy Turbo. There you go. Look at your wingers. Look at your wingers.
Before you even say who they picked, it's crazy that they picked Latrell on one wing, Turbo on the other wing. They both play fullback for their current team, but if they were a New South Wales team this year, they'll both be playing centre.
Yeah, in the centre.
Just unbelievable. Far out.
Yep, and then for Queensland, a specialty winger, they had Mataoma had Lori Tukiri.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see that. That's kind of his era. Hey, he grew up watching them. That's his era. What is it? The Wendell Sailor and the Lottie Ticket. That's
Wendell
his
Sailor
era.
and the Lottie,
He probably
yeah.
watched them playing for the Kangaroos and Union. That's how he picked them. Those are those converts. Yeah, that makes sense. Turbo.
But it's just those picks here. Has he played wing?
I was about to say, I don't think he's... Has he?
Has he?
He has. I'm not too sure for New South. Actually, I think he did. I think a couple of his first games for New South was on the wing. Because I know, like, his first game for the Kangaroos, although that doesn't really matter, he was on the wing. So I think when he was coming through, like, his early days for Origin, he might have played 1 or 2, but it wasn't many.
And you just don't want someone like Turbo locked to the sideline. You don't want him there. Anyway, we'll move on to our sixth. Pretty standard pick here for the boys. Cleary, all-time 6.
6.
Going up against... They had him at 6. And then Mataoma with Queensland went to Darren Lockyer, which you cannot argue.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, this is probably one of the picks that the boys thought they had to make because of who I'm assuming they picked for 7 in terms of that New South Wales team. So, and Cleary being how dominant he is the last few years, kind of needed to be in a team. So, if he wasn't going to be 7, which, let's face it, he wasn't going to be 7. Well, not yet anyway. Ask me that question in about 2 years, it might change, But right now, so I guess there was kind of like a forced one. Yeah. Fair enough, I guess. I can't really... Although, I mean, I can think of like a few others, but yeah, I'm not against it. But yeah.
And Origin 6. 6. When does Cleary play 6 at the club?
But he has to be on the field.
They need
him on the field. That's it. It's just...
They needed him with the team they picked. We don't. We don't.
Yeah.
With the team they picked, they needed him. We don't. Look, with a great 7 that we'll obviously pick on it, and hopefully they obviously pick. But you've got, players that have won State of Origin at the 6. You got like Maloney, shit.
There he is, yep.
Brad Fittler.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, throw in Todd Carney for lols. He's played at the 6. Luai's a better 6 at Origin level.
Yeah, I was, yep.
Walker.
And when I was listening to it, the argument was, he's a future, what's it called?
Immortal.
He's a future immortal. And then Mata was like, and Darren Lockyer is an immortal. Why would you? Why do you think a maybe? Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
Brad Fittler's already, getting his name thrown around as like one of those type of guys that should be an immortal but isn't quite there. And, his combination with hopefully the person they picked is the same as the person everyone else in the damn New South Wales fandom would pick. That combination is something that you've also got to play in your mind. I think the last game that of a New South Wales dominant perspective before the Queensland decade of dominance kicked off, it was Brad and Andrew paired together that stopped the likes of Lockyer and the rest of them. So, Lockyer at 6 versus the best bet that you've got to beat them, it has to go Brad.
Yeah. I definitely would have went Brad. Even Lauren Daly would have gone to look in.
Yeah, Laurie.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking
Darren
Laurie
Lockyer.
or Brad was for centre before that Matt Cooper guy.
Yeah, well, because
I'm not letting that go away. Well. I'm not letting that go.
Yeah,
Matt Cooper, nah.
Anyway,
but also Darren Lockyer, as a Broncos fan, he's just greatness in a bottle.
Yeah.
Not only a superstar fullback, one of the best 6s to ever play the game, but his greatest comeback, that hairline. Have you seen him on the sidelines? He's got some luscious locks. He's got some luscious locks.
You don't need them there.
He's got a comb at this time. Great game out there with the Queensland boys. They really got up and happy to be here. Shot Darren.
Yeah,
he's the man.
He's one of those players that you just can't hate, no matter who you support. Anyway, we'll move to our 7. Andrew Johns, pretty clean cut there. I think we all assumed that it was who they were going to pick.
Mm-hmm.
And Matua Mark had 2, but I wrote down JT. And just because what JT done in that jersey as well, and what Andrew Johns done in that jersey, there's great stories to both of them, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the one cut and dry.
Yeah.
You couldn't get this one wrong, or if you did, oh, geez, nah. So, yeah, they kept it simple, easy enough. Yeah.
And isn't Thurston normally a 5'8"?
I think when Lockyer was in the team, Thurston was the 7, but when Lockyer left, he shifted to 6 for Cronk to play 7.
Because wasn't he playing 6 though for Cowboys?
For Aussie?
Cowboys.
I think he's the 7 for the Cowboys. But he pretty much plays both. He can comfortably play both, yeah.
He is that player that you can put at 7 and 6, not Nathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan is that player you can put at 7 and 6. You could argue Sean Johnson's that guy that can play at 7 and 6. Who else is another player that, off the top of the head can play 7 and 6? There's not many, but there's a handful.
Not many.
There's not many that can do it. And I'm not too sure Nathan can. He hasn't obviously had the opportunity to prove it, but hey, we'll see. But yeah, those are solid picks. You can't go wrong with them,
Yes.
Andrew Johns, arguably the greatest 7 of all time.
There's an argument there. Anyway, should we get into our 4 packs, eh?
Let's get into the big boppers.
The big boys. Our props. At 8, the boys had a classical Google on this one, Glenn Lazarus. I 100% doubt that they knew who that name was before picking this team. And then Matua Mark had Shane Webke.
Ah, yeah.
Solid. Yeah, I think Glenn Lazarus, someone that I've never seen play, but like he's the one you hear stories of.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one that they all talk about New South Wales pop. That's the that comes up. So again, another one that you can't really argue with. Like he's deserving of a spot. So give the boys their prop for them. Do they know him? Probably like the rest of us. Hell no. Shane Webke. Yeah. I mean, can you really go wrong? You can pick heaps of people for those props, guys. Just I can pick them, choose them. So again, when I'm looking at two great selections from both teams, it looks like those Jordan and Brooke are slowly coming back. They're slowly winning me back, okay? But yeah, they're doing a lot better so far in the fours than they did the backs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All I want to know is how they find out about Glenn Lazarus, because I know, like, I only know about him from actually watching Origin. They always talk about New South Wales forwards need to get a mindset like Glenn Lazarus, get out there and destroy those Queensland forwards, just run up through the middle, have a fearless, like, no bullshit run. No idea who the hell Glenn Lazarus is. All I know is he's the man. He's that guy. Like, you know, kids in the future, they'll never know the joy of listening to Ray Warren at a State of Origin game. You know, Rabs, his commentary on point, just like we'll never know what Glenn Lazarus was like on the field.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, the only reason I know Glenn Lazarus is because of Rawiri.
See, that's it. And, you know, Shane Webke, great player. Is he still alive?
There was Carl Webb.
It's the other one. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, Carl Webb was the one that passed away recently.
Yeah.
Shane Webke is... Nah, I can't even think off the top of the head. I've gone blank.
He's the one with the neck, right? Like the fat neck?
Yeah.
I need to Google him. I need to see
blonde hair, I think.
Shane Webke.
He was part of their crew. Wasn't he a Bronco?
Yeah.
He was a Bronco.
Yes,
I knew he was a Bronco, but like I just needed the face, because all I could see was Sean Berrigan's face. And I was like, that's not him. I was like, that's not him. Yeah, nah, big beast. Yeah, bugger that, eh?
Yeah, bugger that. Is
You're like, looking at him. Gee, nah.
Yeah, he's solid, eh? Solid.
You run it up, huh? I'm giving the ball every time. I'm hitting the handbrake every time. Nah, gee. Surrender.
And well, they're your eights at 9. New South Wales, the boys had Danny Baderis. And 2, do you want to have a shot at who 9 is at for Queensland?
It would have to be that guy that played forever, Cam Smith.
Indeed.
Yep. Yeah, look, I have to give it to the boys. Their last 3 picks have been pretty much spot on. I don't think I could name another 9 outside of Danny Baderis for New South Wales. He is, I think, if Cam Smith didn't come around, we'd be talking about Danny Baderis kind of in the way we talk about Cam Smith. But unfortunately for Danny Baderis, Cam Smith was there and pretty much took that number 9 jersey off him for the Kangaroos, and the rest, as they say, is history. But in terms of 9s for New South Wales, yeah, I'd say Danny Baderis. I don't think I could name another one. So the boys are pulling it back 3 picks, and I think have been pretty much spot on. It's just unfortunate that Matua Mark had to pick someone as great as Cam Smith. Once again, Matua Mark, give the boys a chance, mate. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, Cam Smith, what hasn't he done? Then he's probably the first name you'd pick in an all-time team, followed by Billy Slater. Then shortly after, you'd probably go Darren Lockyer or Andrew Johns, and then make your way down the team list that way. Yeah, unfortunately, New South Wales has never really had a 9 as great as Cam Smith, and subsequently, we've never quite had a 9 as great as Danny Baderis ever since. Actually,
where them 9s at?
Yeah, man. I think we had Kurt Gidley playing at 9, trying to replicate that Newcastle hooker combos for New South Wales, but even then, I'd probably rate Kurt Gidley at hooker over the likes of a Uppy or a Cook, just because he's a little bit more versatile than those other two, and I think his play style would fit the rest of the teams. But yeah, Danny Buderus, he's the only option if you're a New South Wales fan to pick. But I'm bruh, based off of how this team's rolled out, these past few definitely Googled. From 7 onwards, they've Googled.
The Bros got on Google at number 7. Yep.
Because I guarantee they ain't picked anyone decent in this forwards.
Yeah.
Except for this next pick, which I'll move on to now. So New South Wales number 10, the boys picked Payne Haas, which was interesting to me. For Queensland, they're number 10. There's only a 45-year difference between these two. Arthur Beetson. I'm sure if you've ever heard that name. Yeah. I hadn't. Honestly, no idea.
He's the Arthur Beetson is to Queensland what Glenn Lazarus is to New South Wales. Again, someone that I've never seen play.
There it is.
Never seen him play, but he's the one that you hear stories about. He's especially in his props. You hear stories about him constantly. All the legends talk about him. So again, great pick there for Mato Mark. Payne Haas.
Nah.
He's been one of the more dominant modern forwards of the game, right? But
for the Broncos,
for the Broncos, because let's be honest, we're all still waiting for him to announce himself on the stage at the Origin level. I don't know. I'm not mad at it, but I felt if they had a bench, put Payne Haas on your bench, starting over some great props that they've had. I don't know.
I honestly just don't think we have enough data on Haas to put him in the all-time side yet.
Yeah, fair enough, man. That's totally fair.
Yeah, man. I love Payne Haas, Bronco boy through and through. But I've yet to see him do what he does in Brisbane at the Origin level. Like, he has some great carries, he has some great hit-ups, some great tackles, but nothing is barnstorming as what he does with the Broncos. And, lucky for us, normally like the week or two he comes back after Origin, has a stellar game too. He has a fucking mean game. So I'm like, shottles. But yeah, Arthur Beetson. The only difference between Glenn Lazarus and Arthur Beetson is Glenn played in like colour TV. Arthur played back when like players were plumbers and shit. He had like probably a full-time job, played footy on Saturdays, probably, half a pack at practice, sort of those vibes. So yeah. Arthur Beetson, again, never seen him play. I only know him through like memorials, getting Arthur Beetson trophies or medals and things like that. All I know is like, apparently he was a ginormous man, just like a mountain of a man, and impossible to stop. And truly humble, Indigenous breather. So, really, what do they call that? Trailblazer. That's the word I'm looking for. He was a trailblazer. Yes. Yeah. So that's like when you paper scissors rock and then someone just like, atomic bombs you. Yeah, it's one of those plays. That's like a GG's in the chat.
Well, I just had a look. Fun fact about our mate Arthur Beetson. He represented Australia, New South Wales, and Queensland.
Hey?
My boy.
Brother. Back when they didn't have rules.
Oh.
How many games did he play for us?
Oh, let's let me get in there, eh?
Jeez.
Gee, I'm changing my other prop. If he's eligible, I'm changing my other prop. I don't care who you represented the most.
He played 18 for New South.
18.
And then he played 3 for Queensland.
Nah, he's New South.
He's a New South.
Nah, we're changing that. Nah, he's now starting prop for New South Wales with his 18 games. I always thought he was Queenslander. I thought he was like Wally Lewis Queenslander.
No,
me too.
Lazy ship jump in the last year of his career. Looked like it.
Well, how did he jump ship? What, like his missus from there or something? He just moved there and he was like, I'll play for you.
Oh, that cracks me up.
Gee, honest to who? Nah, B. That's like if Kalen Ponga just decides that his last 3 years of his career, I'll jam for the Kiwis. Up to.
Anyway, we'll leave that front row alone now, and we'll jump into that back row. New South Wales, number 11, Greg Bird, going up against Queensland 11, Sam Thaiday.
See, Sam's a lock, but Greg Bird? Like, yeah, okay, I see it. Like, Greg Bird, good player, good Indigenous player, strong. He was at the Titans. Yep, played a few Origins. I think I remember him most for a couple of punch-ups. I think he always had a bleeding nose. I think he was on those teams we lost. All those years we lost, I think he was part of those teams. I think he was on that team that we broke it when Jared Haynes like, it's about time. But other than that, yeah. The Sam Thaiday, he's a lock, man. He's in. He's in, like, I don't know, man. I don't really know too many other Queensland second rowers that have been in as many games as Sam Thaiday. I feel like he was always there or thereabouts, and you know he's good for about 20 meters off the back fence because he runs at the wingers. But it is what it is, you know. Shit.
It is what it is. Get your meters in.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Sam Thaiday, he was an obvious pick. One of my favourite players. Especially second rows. Greg Bird, they were going so well, man. And then you hit me with a Greg Bird. I'm not saying that Greg Bird isn't great, but I mean, I thought the first one would have been, I'm guessing they picked him, but like the likes of Uncle Wiremu.
Yeah.
Did he not even get a look in? Come on, man. Uncle Wiremu should have been there or thereabouts. Nathan Highmarsh, he was in that team all those years. One, great second row.
Lewis.
The Beaver, Stephen Menzies.
Yeah. Shit on defense for man to score tries.
Felt as though there were people ahead. Boyd Cordner would have been the other one. Like, those are kind of the four. Shit, I just named four and fucking Greg Bird didn't even come into the conversation. I just don't see it. I feel as though you lost me again, boys. Well, we're back to being mad now.
Well,
they had never been redeemed. They were never redeemed.
Let them lose you again. We all would have had Big Willie. They had Boyd Cordner. New South. Yep. And then we're onto a mark for Queensland. His second row, his 12 was Gordon Tallis.
Yeah, GT. He's the original Big Willie. He's who Big Willie aspired to be, was the Bull GT. And there's only one counter to a Gordon Tallis, and that's a fucking Wiremu Mason. Shit. Yeah, look, Boyd's a great player, but he ain't no GT.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, Gordon Tallis, again, an obvious pick. He was always going to make the team. Boyd Cordner, compared to Greg Bird, I actually like this pick.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the captain when they went back-to-back, and he kind of had that run there where he was just pretty much the best second rower in the game. Unfortunately, concussions ended his career. It would have been crazy to see how different it would have been if he was still around and he didn't have those concussions, where he would have probably still been captain, and how much more successful that New South Wales team would have been with him, because it probably, I don't think it's lost on people that they started losing when he wasn't there. So, that leadership role that he was clearly filling was clearly missed, and saying that Teddy, when Teddy wasn't captain, he was just playing, right? So he didn't have much to think about. He just played. You throw the captaincy on him, and now he's got to do all these other things, which takes away from his ability to just focus on the game. So maybe underrated part of Boyd Cordner, but yeah, I like this pick compared to the last one. But I don't know how it's not Boyd Cordner and Uncle Wiremu, or those ones with Highmarsh off the bench. That's probably the way I would have went, but yeah. I don't know, man. Go to the next one. I'm pretty much done with this team. They're pissing me off.
Right, do you want any words on that pick before we move on?
Get down.
Look,
so, our 13.
See what Two says about Boyd is that's true, and I like that. I want to pick someone who's a bit more mobile, that can keep up with the fast-paced Queensland teams that normally roll out and roll up through the middle, and just because those Queensland forwards are always hard-hitting. That's why I would have went with Panther and Cronulla superstar Luke Lewis, just because he's hard-working. He could just get in there. He was always in those teams as well with Greg Bird, Paul Gallen, Boyd Cordner and stuff like that, and he was always there or thereabouts and able to fill in the centres if anyone goes down as well. So he was very versatile. And I think he played in the halves a couple of times as well. But let's see who they fucking picked at 13.
Let's finish it off with our lock, our 13. And for New South, the boys, for some reason, put Brad Fittler at their 13.
See, that's when he played for Penrith. He was a lock. And I think he played a little bit at the Roosters on the back end of his career. Nah. He should have been the 6th. So what are they going for? Like a Penrith Panthers, Isaiah Yeo kind of vibe with Freddie at the 6th. That's small ball. So they've got Greg Bird, Boyd Cordner, Brad Fittler. Nah, they're getting pumped. It's a whitewash. They're getting sacked after their first season as coach.
Yeah, look, Fittler, right, great player, but once again, boys, we could have did better here, I feel, right? The obvious name that I was thinking of was Paul Gallen. How Paul Gallen that have made this team is freaking amazing.
Yeah, you got Greg Bird, but no Paul Gallen.
Yeah, I don't know a Bradley Clyde, but I think he's in the same mold as like the Glenn Lazarus, Arthur Beetson. Like he's a name that everyone talks about. Personally, I don't remember him. I don't see him, so that's why I give the nod to Paul Gallen. Yeah, and then did you say who Matua Mark picked?
Wally Lewis.
Oh, of course. I don't even know why I haven't had to question that one. Yes, fucking King Wally.
Great Wally.
Yep. See what I mean? Cut and dry. It's fucking night and day. Fucking just
The New South boys put too much thought. They're not enough, and then they just rolled the dice.
Yeah, that's pathetic. What they did was pathetic. They let. Nah, they just don't deserve it. Casuals. That's all they are, casuals. If they tuned into the practice run, maybe they'd learn a thing or two. Hey, fucking hell. Come around here when you come around here. Look, I'm going to quickly run through my 13 of New South Wales players that I think would best match up against Matua Marks. Obviously, I don't see anyone beating Matua Marks' team. However, he needs to find a new prop. Arthur Beetson is now a New South Wales prop.
Three games for Queensland.
He's now one of us. So here we go. I've got Minicello at fullback. I've got Brett Morris on the wing. Inside him is his brother Josh. Then I've got Latrell Mitchell and Jared Hayne on the other side. I've got Brad Fittler and Andrew Johns in the halves. I've got Arthur Beetson and Glenn Lazarus as my props. Danny Buderus at hooker. Big Willie, Luke Lewis are the second row. And then I've got Cam Murray holding down that lock position because he's had a couple of games where he hasn't missed a tackle. I think he made over 51 tackles 1 year, missed 0. He's been a superhuman almost every origin that he's played healthily. So you can't not pick Cam Murray. And only in recent years has he not been able to play because they went with the Isaiah Yeo, Nathan Cleary sort of combo there. So that's my New South Wales 13. I also did a Queensland 13 using everyone but the players that Matua Mark picked. And I'll run through that quickly. And I think this team slaps the boys' picks again. So at fullback, I've got Cowboy Matt Bowen. On the wing, Darius Boyd. Inside him, Dane Gagai. Then Justin Hodges and Israel Folau on the other side. Cam Munster and Cooper Cronk in the halves. Petro Sivanasiva and Steve Price are your props. Harry Grant at hooker, because I was like, has anyone else actually played hooker outside of Cam Smith for Queensland? Not that I can remember, so I just went with Harry Grant.
Ben Hunt.
Ben Hunt, mate.
Yeah, true. And then the second row, I struggled a little bit here. So I went Nate Miles and Ashley Harrison. And at 13, the ever-reliable Corey Parker.
Yeah, it's a solid team, mate.
Yep.
I don't know about that Ashley Harrison now. I might have to pull you up on that one. Surely we can't even get a Kafusi. What about a Fafita?
man.
Come on, man. I'm just saying.
Kafusi.
Nah, you get Kafusi with the long hair, not the new cut. We're talking locks, Kafusi. You know, with that wavy hair. But just pretty. Oh, what about the Oh no jokes. No, I think that is Nate Miles. Never mind. I was about to say
head,
Nate Miles.
And Paul landed a couple on the chin.
Now, didn't you guys have like a pretty boy that used to play for the Broncos that was also in that Origin team? I think it was part of their 8 as well, their 8 run. I can't remember his name though. Matt Gillette?
Oh, Matt Gillett.
Gillett.
Gillette?
Yeah. But nah, Harrison was named over him more often than Gillett.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
But that's it. You know, they're open for debate anyway. We did that in half the time. It probably took those two idiots to do that.
Oh.
We guess who we're not getting as guests on the show. But yeah, look.
I was just thinking, quick. Someone we didn't even mention in the halves for New South Wales were Ricky Stewart.
Oh yeah,
they could have thrown out there. Fuck's sakes, boys.
Like, have you seen these two? Like, sometimes it looks like they barely got a brain cell to rub together between the two of them. It'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that.
Bro, it's their, what is it? The riddles that get me. I'm just like, fuck, you can't be serious. I feel half the time they're putting it on for the podcast, mate. Come on. It's not that hard.
Trying to talk their way around today.
Yeah. Jordan's just like, come on, brother. Okay, now.
Well, let's head over to our, what I'm starting to call just our weekly donation. Well, let's head over to our TAB segment real quick. This isn't sponsored, by the way, so TAB, Sportsbet, any one of those betting companies, you just want to, total us here at the practice run, let us know. Give us a special discount code because, brother, we need it. Jeez. Man, Sue, why don't you hit us with your multi for the week? Go to Benja. No, let's save Benja for last because he actually makes money.
Yeah, we'll save Benja for last.
Let's save Benja for last. Because out of us three, Benja's the only one I've ever seen making money.
Yeah. Let me kick off this segment of betting, which I'm not really good at, hence why I just stick to the basics. So this is going to be a quick little $5 bet for you if I know. And as you know, if you follow the podcast, I like to just keep it short and simple and just go head to head. So the first game, I've actually gone with the Sharks, which apparently is an upset under the TAB. I'm banking it purely because Trent Barrett is a shit coach. My Bulldogs are on the road, therefore we're going with the Knights. And Penrith is Penrith, so whatever it is, Dragons. The game I do not care about, Dolphin Raiders. I ran against you 2A, which means I'm going with the Raiders. Yep. And then, Cowboys, you're just going to, everyone thinks you're going to get smoked. $6.20, like, what are we doing here? You can't even put any value on that. So we're just going to go there. And did I say $5 bet? I mean a $10 bet. That gets a return of $58. Is it much? No, but is it a winner? Hopefully so. That is my little quick. Man, 5 games really wrecks the multis, eh? Especially head to head.
You got to
it's almost a waste of time. You kind of have to do more, eh? Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Keep it short and simple. I'll pass it over to Rawadi. What do you got for us, brother?
Yeah, look, I'm actually trying to just jimmy something here. Let's clear this bet slip. I had gone head to head and I kind of followed you for the first game because, me, I'm always, my multis are dead on Thursdays. That's just how it is. I don't even make it to Friday. So I'm kind of following you on Thursday. You went with the Sharks. So let's add that to the bet slip. But maybe let's change it up. I think maybe Mulitalo for a double. Where do I select that? How do I find whether or not they'll score more than one try? Trust scorer markets?
Brother, we meant to have this done.
Yeah, I know. I changed my
before.
mind last second. There we go. Here we go. To score 2 or more tries, I'll go Mulitalo. Add that to the bet slip. Now let's go back to Rugby League, NRL. We are going to the next game, Newcastle Knights versus Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Give us, what's his name? Where's those tries? Anytime try scorer. I'm going with Adokar, adding that to the bet slip. The next game, Penrith Panthers, St. George Illawarra. I'm going to follow Benja's lead here. He likes to watch the big boys get over. I'm going to go anytime try scorer. We are going to go for... Let's go Sorensen to get one.
Ooh, yep. Nice.
Okay.
He's 2 in a row now.
Sorensen.
Yeah, he's got one last week and the week before.
He probably won't score then. Let's go to Ruva. It always happens to me.
Watch Sorensen get over, eh?
It always happens to me.
How it goes.
Raiders and Dolphins. Who's our anytime try scorer from this game? Let's go with... shit. How's Ethan Strange been? Let's go Smithies.
Oh, Smithies, you reckon, eh?
Smithies or Tarps, but Tarps always offloads, and they never give him the 5 meter outs. They never give it to him. They always use him as a decoy runner, and then they run like a back play. Yeah, let's go Smithies. Just because it's in my fantasy team. Give me something good this week, brother. And Roosters. That's the next game I've got. Hey, okay, Roosters. Let's go Joey Manu with a double.
Ooh.
Okay, where's to score 2 or more? Anytime to score 2 or more. Joey Manu. Okay, we're going to throw $10 on that, Fano. That pays out $8,976.07. None of which will pay out because I never slept. So, over to you, Benja.
Sweet. Let me just make sure I got all this right here. I've got Gutho, Para, anytime and match winner. I got Gutho, anytime Para to get the dub. I've got Gay Guy, Knights to get the dub. I got Bostock and Dolphins to get the dub. Joe Manu, the Roosters to get the dub. And then I've got Sorensen and the Panthers to get the dub. And I'm going to take a little lazy 5 on that, and that's 2.5 back.
Ooh. Nice.
So that's how it's done, eh?
I hope everyone's successful, and I hope everyone wins because, I need it. I really need it. I think so far I've donated about $330 to this bloody thing. Just doing these things because, early on in the season, I was putting $50 bets on, and then, when I do that, remember, Fano, gamble responsibly. Only bet what you can afford, and if you can't afford it, don't bet it. It's not worth it because 9 times out of 10, you lose more than you win, which is the case with me. I'm living proof. So remember, we don't do it if you can't afford it. Maybe next week we'll pull up a gambling helpline number. I just don't have it on the top of the head. But until next time, that's it from me. I'll hand it over to the other 2 boys to say their last bits. But that's it from me, Fano. Thank you all so much for listening. Peace.
I'm living proof is crazy. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for having me, brothers. And I'll definitely be jumping on a bit more frequent this time. Time to brush up on a bit of common knowledge in my NRL common knowledge. Embarrassing. I got one, and the one I got was just a wild guess because I knew it was close. Bit of brush up on my rock, paper, scissors, but aside from that, thanks a lot for having me. Huge privilege, and yeah, be happy to come back anytime and get back into the chat with the boys. Yeah.
Sure. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you, brother Ben. Always a pleasure, never a chore. So it's cool to have you on here and join us and be a part of the practice squad whānau. As always, we want to shout out to our friends and family, both near and far, for those who are listening, wherever you are. We really do appreciate the support here at the practice run. We are a community that just love rugby league. We also love other sports, but the main one is rugby league, and that's what we talk about. It's been a great episode. With the weekend coming up, 5 games, so surely we all get to watch him. I'll actually watch this game. The running joke is that I only watch like the Thursday, Friday games, and every time it's an inter-Queensland game, everyone knows I don't even bother. By Sunday, I'm all rugby league out. But we're getting back into the grind now. I'm not drinking this weekend, so we own. Definitely have some more comments for Monday, but I think that is the end of our show. As always, give us a like, give us a follow on all of our social platforms on YouTube. We're also on podcasting sites such as Spotify.
We're on all of them.
We're on all of them. You heard the man. We're on all of them. Give us a follow. Also, feel free to comment, man. I think there might be still. Did someone comment? Is that what you told me?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a comment.
We got a comment the other week. Shout out to whoever you are. We absolutely love it. So we're growing. Are we growing slowly? Yeah, but we're growing nonetheless. To the
we got fans in Germany, USA, England. So the guy who commented is from England. His channel is called Rugby League History. He also does tips and things, so he predicts the games as well. And on Spotify, we're growing all throughout. So you might need to go check that out, Benja.
Well, that's cool. Thanks for the support. We'll take it any which way we can. But until then, we'll leave it there and see everyone on Tuesday. Until then, chur to the chur, mā te wā.